Noobs, if we start with Saturday's defeat, it must be a real tough one to take, considering for large spells of the game we were right in it.
Yeah, we know what kind of run they're on and what a good team they are. And I think for a lot of the game we kind of dealt with what they throw at us, and then we definitely had spells ourselves where we could have maybe gone on and scored and maybe got more of a foothold in the game. I think they had a really good spell just after half time where they kind of punished us from the set piece. But apart from that, really, I think we were always kind of in the game. Obviously, really unfortunate at the end not to get the goal with Joe. It's one of them that's kind of just going against us at the moment. But we know what we've got to do. There's no point kind of saying how well we played or thinking too much about the performances. It's about getting results at the moment, and that's what we've got to do. And
there's no sugarcoating it. We all know we're in a difficult patch at the moment, but you weren't involved at Swindon, but 2 games where it's against top quality opposition that they've gone toe to toe for large spells.
Yeah, I think we've always been capable of doing that. I think at the end of the day, it's always come down to those moments in both boxes, taking them chances. If we get 1 or 2 clear-cut chances in the game, we need to make sure we take them. And then, obviously, I think it's been a while since we've been, having consistent, clean sheets and stuff like that. So that's obviously very, very important. I think in the situation that we're in, it's kind of built on that. We know how many kind of good players we've got in the building, and that we can go toe to toe with your Swindons and your Notts County, which we've proved. I think it's all about just having that resilience and then obviously having that cutting edge going forward.
And you touched on it there. When you are in a rough patch of form, Lady Luck sometimes isn't on your side, and that was obviously evident at the end of the game with Joe's chance. But them fine margins, if you keep working and we keep putting in the messages and the right practices, that luck will turn and the results will turn, hopefully.
Yeah, I think obviously last game against Notts, we've shown that kind of resilience to keep fighting. I think we were the team that was pushing at the end. It didn't look like necessarily we were going to concede again, but we looked like we could score again to get the equaliser, which obviously we were really unlucky with that one. Obviously, there's the Crawley game as well, which was, another incident which could have gone our way, but we can't really get too down about them incidents. We've just got to kind of keep at it, keep doing what we want to do, keep having that belief, really, which is the thing that's going to help turn it for us.
And on a personal note, back in the side and a really bright performance down the right-hand side.
Yeah, it felt good. Obviously, I've been dying to kind of come back in and help the team as much as possible. I really want to help us get out of the situation that we're in. I think it's probably going to take, 1 or 2 results, and I think the belief and the confidence will change in the group. But it's up to us to find that starting point and something to build on, really. And that starts tomorrow, really.
And attention turns to tomorrow night, Shrewsbury. No sugarcoating it again, but a real big game for us.
Yeah, it's a game that we'll go into with confidence. We know it'll be a really, really tough game. It'll be very different to the game on Saturday against Notts. We expect a real kind of challenge. We expect them to be right up for the game. So we've got to match that, really, and then show our quality, which undoubtedly we have in our group. But yeah, it's about putting that all together for 90 minutes, really.
And it's also the start of a big run of games for us with Harrogate, Colchester, Fleetwood. Just how important is it that we show what we're doing on the training ground and put it into practice on the pitch, the patterns, but also bring that mentality and that strong character.
Yeah, like I said, none of that matters really. The stuff on the training ground is brilliant. Like, we're all buying into what the gaffer's trying to do. We're all enjoying that. But ultimately, it's down to what happens on the weekend or the Tuesday night, and going and get the result, really. That's all that matters.
And a word of the fans as well, we're in fine voice throughout the whole game on the weekend. They're going to back us again tomorrow night. Just how important is it that we're all as one and we go hoping to get them 3 points?
Yeah, definitely. I think, on Saturday, despite, us going behind, they were always behind us, kind of pushing us forward to try and get the equaliser, which they'll always do. The sport's been brilliant, especially on the road, travelling so far. But, hopefully that continues and we can give them something to shout about.
Cheers, Noobs.
Thank you.